Hello, College of the Desert students. Today we have a sequence built upon optimism and balance. Both things that actually kind of challenge me on a day-to-day life experience, right? It's not easy to just wake up and have maybe like a false positive, right? I have to work on optimism. I have to cultivate that. I have to train that. And balance is often when I go on my yoga mat, I challenge myself through balancing postures that we will do together. If we look at the definition of optimism, it's hopefulness and confidence about the future or the successful outcome of something. That is what optimism is. And in life, we have to train this, right? We have to train this sometimes on a daily basis. We often have to shift our perspective to help cultivate optimism. Some of the experts give us guidelines for integrating and training optimism in our life that will help our overall health and wellness and our mindset. Here are some of them. The first one is try on a positive lens. So this is also about positive reframing our thoughts. Possibly again, adjusting our perspective to see the good and the hope in a situation. The second one is surround yourself by people that encourage and lift and care about you. That's huge. You are who you surround yourself by, who influences you as well. The third one is limit negativity on TV, social media, or something that you read. Limit it. Limit it. The fourth one, I love this one, is write in an inspirational journal a few minutes a day or several times a week. Words that uplift and inspire you. The fifth one, acknowledge that you cannot control certain things around you. All you can control is yourself and how you respond to things. And the sixth one is acknowledge the negative. Integrate realism into your life. So with this, I want to say that sometimes our journey can be so difficult. And there's obstacles, there's negativity, there's realistic things that we have to work on, hurdles, right? But optimism helps develop action steps. Optimism clings onto discipline. Optimism with discipline and hope help us accomplish things that we never thought were possible. So I just wanted to share that with you. As we get started with our practice today, we're going to have blocks and we're going to have a yoga strap or a sweatshirt. So if you have the strap, we're going to bring that out. Got little hero here in the corner who helps me with optimism sometimes in my life. I'm going to take my strap or my sweatshirt and I'm going to mindfully warm up my shoulders here. So I'm going to inhale, draw the strap over the head, exhale, come behind. Inhale, draw the strap over the head, exhale, come in front. Several times, inhale. Exhale, come back, beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, come back, beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, come back, inhale. One more time, inhale. The shoulders, a ball and socket joint, and we're just mindfully warming up, integrating, taking care of the entire body. Inhale. And yoga through self-care helps us find optimism, helps us find balance. As I mirror you, so we'll do this together. Let's take the strap maybe 2 inches wider here, 2 inches wider. We're going to come into a lateral flexion of the spine. Inhale, draw that strap up. Allow that left arm to kind of drop here, or your right arm drop here, and the left arm comes up because we're mirroring each other here. So feel that opening of that left side body. Breathe into it. Inhale and rise. Beautiful. Allow that left arm to kind of weigh you down here and draw that right arm up, opening that right side body. Inhale and rise. And sometimes I just puff out my chest a little bit, open my heart. Breathe into optimism. Breathe into hope. Breathe into me. Release. It is only I and it is only you can work on this change, that can be on this change, that can work on this change, that can cultivate this life and this hope and this optimism that we're searching for. And that's nourishing the body, the mind, and the spirit every day. Coming to the edge of the mat, we're going to work on several classical Surya Namaskaras. If you need a block to help you, go ahead and utilize the block. Inhale, we're going to draw both arms up. Energy out those fingertips. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down, a dynamic forward fold, heel and toe, heel and toe, heel and toe. Beautiful. Inhale, we're going to halfway lift, hands to the shins, the thighs, or the ground. Beautiful. Framing the feet, we're going to step that right leg back, lowering the right knee to the ground. Plantar flexion of the back foot, hands to the hips. 1 to 2 dynamics. And now we're going to inhale, press to the top of the back foot, root to the four corners of the front foot. Let's draw both arms up, belly button to the spine, maybe palms together here. Good. And continue to draw that back hip forward, all creating length in the spine. Beautiful low lunge Anjanasana. Inhale, exhale through the nose. On the exhale, either lowering the hands to the hips or framing the foot. Come into runner's pose here. Back leg is straight and strong. Heel over the ball of the back foot. On the exhale, pressing the hands into the ground. Inhale, one-legged down dog. Left leg is high, hip height. Square those hips. Firm that right hip and the back leg is straight. On the exhale, lowering the left leg. Inhale, coming into plank. This is where I'm pressing through those palms. Heels over the balls of the feet. I'm engaging my quadriceps. I'm engaging my shoulders, and I'm drawing the belly button to the spine. Several breaths. Core stability, core awakening. Gently release as we explore knees, chest, and chin, Ashtanga Pranam. Knees, chest, and chin. Keeping the hands close by the sides, elbows close by the sides as well. Trying to explore knees, chest, and chin, tailbone out and back. Lightly awakening the back side of the body. Gently sending those legs back. Feet are hip width apart. Hands close by the sides. We're light cobra here. Shoulders in line with those elbows. Gaze forward and down. All we're doing is awakening the lower back muscles, preparing for our practice. On the exhale, lead with those hips. Come into down dog. We press through those palms. Those hands are in line with the shoulders, just slightly rotated out a bit. We're spreading those fingers, especially the second and third, is glued into the ground here. The shoulder blades down the back ribs. We're firming those thighs and we're breathing into any stiffness, any pain. Mindfully drawing the right knee to the chest and the nose. Place the right foot next to the right hand. Lower the back left knee to the ground, hands to the hips. 1 to 2 dynamics. Inhale, draw both arms up. Beautiful low lunge. Right hip back, left hip forward. Length in the spine here. What a posture to cultivate optimism, to cultivate hope, to take care of our body, our mind, and spirit. Exhale, hands to the ground. To the hip. Now to the ground, back leg is straight and strong. Firm that right hip. Inhale, draw that back leg up here. Inhale, halfway lift. Tailbone out and back. Exhale, forward fold here. Bring the hips over the ankles and the midfoot here. Breathe into that back side of the body. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up, open the chest and the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Beautiful. Inhale, draw both arms up. Energy out the fingertips. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands, shins, thighs to the ground. The back is flat, tailbone out, gaze forward and down. On the exhale, framing the feet, or we're going to step that left leg back here. Lower the left knee to the ground. We're going to draw the palms up by the heart here as we explore Anjanasana with an open arm twist. Gently lower, grow the pose, drop the hips. Now open the twist to the right, elbows come to the right. Now open those palms. Continue this low lunge with a twist. Grow the pose, draw that back hip forward. Energy out the fingertips. Hands come back, heart centered. Framing the foot. Runner's pose. Sweep that right leg high up to a one-legged dog. Kind of level the hips here. Rotate those toes pointed down. On the exhale, come into Falakasana Plank. Engage the core, engage the shoulders, engage the quadriceps. Lightly dome the upper back. Gently lower the knees. Knees, chest, and chin all at the ground at the same time here. Explore the back side of the body. Gently release. Send those legs back. Easy Cobra. Hands by the chest, shoulders in line with those elbows. On the exhale, lead with those hips. Come into down dog. On the exhale, draw the left knee to the chest and the nose, round that upper back. Mindfully place the left foot next to the left hand. Lower the right knee to the ground, hands to the hips. Hands to the heart. Explore low lunge. Drop those hips a little bit. Rotate those elbows to the left here. Open arm twist. Extend those palms. Come into the twist and draw that right hip forward. Hands come back, heart centered. Beautiful. On the exhale, frame the foot. Beautiful runner's pose. Step forward. Inhale, halfway lift, tailbone out and back. Exhale, come into forward fold. Come more to the midfoot. Breathe. Use the breath to breathe into the back side of the body. Now placing the hands onto the ground about shoulder width apart. So my tops of the hands onto the ground. And I'm simply rocking those hips side to side, putting the weight on into the wrists. Why am I doing this? I'm working on a little wrist relief because wrist flexibility and strength is so important. Now the fingers face each other and I'm still shifting side to side. Fingers move away and I'm still shifting side to side. Oh, hero. Shifting side to side. Gently bend the knees. Swan dive up. Open the chest and the heart. Exhale, heart centered. As we face each other here in the center of our mat, if you want to adjust your mat a little bit, let's set our intention today. And our word is optimism. And how to integrate and train optimism in your life. Hope and confidence for the future. As you lower your head to your fingertips, I want you to believe in yourself, believe in you. Contemplate ways that you can integrate mindfulness, optimism, perspective in your life. Through our practice, our postures, and efforts, let us cultivate and grow optimism. Gently look up. It starts with you, confidence in you. Feet are together. Awaken those arches, spread those toes. Arms up by the side, hands by the chest. Add a little hop here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Prasarita Padottanasana. Wide-legged forward fold. Press outer edges of the feet. Awaken those arches, spread those toes. Draw the shoulders away from those ears. Clasp those hands behind. We're opening the shoulders. And when we do this, we're opening the heart. Good. Feel the shoulder blades come towards one another. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come lower. And think about the hands coming towards the ground here. A little bit lower. Think about the head coming through those legs. Breathe into those hamstrings. Also come more to that midfoot. Inhale, root and rise. Back is flat, belly button to the spine. Rise. Adjust as we mirror each other here. You're going to mindfully prepare for triangle and turn that left foot straight ahead towards the fence, and that back foot rotates in 15 degrees. If some of you need a block, you can go to the shin, but I'm going to get a block just in case some of you want to utilize that. If some of you want to place a block outside of that left foot, you can. Make sure that left foot is pointed straight ahead. Back foot rotated in 15 degrees. Heel to the arch or heel to the heel. Inhale, create length, create energy. Exhale, I'm reaching towards my fence. Left hand to the shin, keeping the body in one plane. Or possibly to the block or to the ground. Shoulder stacked over the shoulder, top ribs back, bottom ribs forward. Use the breath, inhale, exhale through the nose. Breathe into the back hip. Breathe into optimism. Breathe into you. Inhale and rise. Press through the top of the outer edge of the back foot. Allow that bottom arm to drop. That left arm comes up. We're opening that left side body, kind of drawing that left front hip up as well. Gently release. 5-point star here. Prasarita stance. Cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Adjusting your right foot as I mirror you here. If you want to take the block outside of the right foot, you can. Again, right foot pointed straight ahead. Back foot just slightly in 15 degrees. Press outer edge of the back foot. Think of the front hip kind of coming back and the back hip up. Inhale, create length. Exhale, lower the right arm to the shin or to the block. Refine the pose. Or to the ground for some of us. If your neck bothers you, gaze at the ground, or if you can, gaze straight ahead or gaze up. Energy out those fingertips. Breathe into that back hip. Inhale and rise. Allow that top arm to come up and that bottom arm weigh you down. Opening that side body. Gently come prostrate stance. Regenerate here. Cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. If you have the blocks, we're going to place them shoulder width apart, and we're going to explore the roller coaster, which is a dynamic exploration, a spinal flexion and spinal extension. It feels beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to take heel of the hands and come into down dog to a version of up dog, but our feet, we kind of stay on the balls of the feet here. So here we are in heels of the hands on the blocks. Beautiful Urdhvamukha Mukha spinal flexion here. Inhale, we're coming forward. We stay on the tops of the feet, which are about hip width apart. Look up, gaze up. Exhale, explore Urdhvamukha Mukha down dog. Inhale, mindfully come forward. Open the chest and the heart, staying on the balls of the feet. Exhale, down dog. What a beautiful connection. Inhale, up dog. Open the chest here. Open the heart. Exhale, lead with those hips. Down dog. Inhale, explore, coming into the roller coaster. Open the chest and the heart, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. From here, we're going to lower into wide-legged child's pose. Gently bend the knees. Lower the knees to the ground. Big toes touching. Sending those hips back. Resting the palms to the ground or to the blocks. Rest the forehead onto the ground. Send those hips back. We're all breathing into spinal length and breathing into optimism. We'll stay here about, 5 more breaths here. Just breathe into that lengthening of the spine. Gently release. Let's do heel of the hands on the blocks as we explore Urdhvamukha Mukha again. Press through those palms, lengthen the spine, breathe into that vulnerable back side of the body. Transition, walk it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Tailbone out and back. Exhale, forward fold. Gently bend the knees. Swan dive up, open the chest and the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Beautiful. We're going to remove the blocks here. I want to make sure my mat is flat. Remove the blocks. We're going to utilize one block here to help us make Ardha Chandrasana, the balancing half moon, more accessible to you all. Okay? So we're going to start as I continue to mirror you here. Okay? So you're going to take the block behind as we face each other here. And you're going to take your left leg and point it straight ahead. That's one of the biggest goals of Ardha Chandrasana, which we've worked on before, is to have that foot pointed straight ahead in the balance. And then radiate that energy out from the back hip and from the heart. As we inhale, create length, left foot pointed straight ahead, left arm. Inhale, create length, come into come into triangle here. So the hand to the shin or to the block if we have it. Refine the pose, top ribs back, bottom ribs forward. If the neck bothers you, gaze at the ground. If not, gaze up. Mindfully, we take that top right arm onto that right hip. We gently bend the left leg and we draw the block up about 6 inches to a foot here, about a foot here, and we're mindfully drawing that back right leg up, and now we're going to extend and find our balancing half moon. Beautiful. This is where we take that back leg and stack it on a shelf. We can keep the hand on the hip for stability, or we can draw that top arm up, radiating that energy out the back leg. Stable, strong, standing leg. What a beautiful way to cultivate balance, to cultivate strength. Stay here several more breaths. Beautiful half moon. Hand to the hip, top hip. Gently bend that left leg. Draw that block back. Come into beautiful triangle here. Refine bottom ribs forward, top ribs back. Inhale, root and rise. Allow that top arm, that left arm to open that side body, and the bottom right arm kind of weighs you down. Beautiful. And come back to the edge of the mat, cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. I love it, guys. So much strength, so much balance in this beautiful pose, which is so good for the pelvic hip girdle. We're really externally rotating that front leg, internally rotating the back leg, finding balance, finding strength. We're going to take the block out here as I mirror you here. This time we're going to do the right leg. So the right leg is pointed straight ahead, the back foot in just slightly 15 degrees. As we explore Trikonasana, arms out by the sides. Inhale, create length. Exhale, lower the hand to the shin or to the ground or to the block. Beautiful triangle. If the neck doesn't bother you, you gaze up. If it bothers you, you gaze to the ground. Breathe into that back hip. Beautiful, magical standing postures. Gently bend the right leg, lower that top arm to the left hip. Mindfully, we're going to draw that block up about 12 inches, 6 to 12 inches. Draw that back leg and explore half moon here. So it's like we're straightening this front leg and we're stacking that back leg on a shelf. Beautiful. Engaging, rooting with Pada Bandha into the ground. If we can, eventually we stack the shoulder over the shoulder. Energy out that back leg, which is straight from the hip. Beautiful. Satira Sukha, steady and at ease. Mindfully lower the hand to the hip, gently bend that front right leg, draw that back leg back, prepare to explore triangle here. Root and rise, press outer edge of the back foot, inhale, root and rise, allow that right arm to open that side body, dropping the left arm. So proud of you. Gently release. Heel toe it in a little bit. So proud of you. Cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Playing around our blocks, or you can do this if you don't have the blocks. I love the blocks. It gives you a lift, a little exploration. So now we're going to explore Urdhvamukha, upward facing dog. We're going to take the blocks by the chest here, right in line with like the chest or the bra strap here. And our feet, tops of the feet, are hip width apart. We're going to explore Urdhvamukha with the lift. So here we are, palms on the blocks here. We're going to press through the tops of the feet. Draw the pelvis forward. Gaze forward. Look up. Think active legs as we press to the tops of the feet, active arms as we press through the palms and drive the upper spine through the heart. This is a back bend. Gaze up, look up. Exhale, come over the tops of the feet. Down dog, Adho Mukha. Just do a cleansing breath and down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Transition, walk it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Tailbone out and back. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe into that backside body. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up, open the chest and the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Beautiful. Okay, pyramid pose here, pyramid pose. So now we're facing this way, facing straight ahead. We're all gonna start with the right foot in front, and maybe we're gonna place the block here to help us. So the right foot pointed 90 degrees, the back foot 45 to 60 degrees. Press outer edge of the back foot, intersect either heel to heel or heel to arch. If we need to widen the stance an inch or two to help us, we do. Hands on the hips. Think about both hips facing forward. The key to Parsvottanasana is stable back foot, stable hips. Inhale, draw both arms up, energy out the fingertips, belly button to the spine. Exhale, we come forward, hands to the block. Mindfully, we try to adjust our pelvis. We come up to that right midfoot. Many of us will stop here by the shins or the blocks. And some of us, though, maybe explore, we come onto those fingertips. We still come onto that right midfoot, but we draw the sternum and chest close to the shins here. Beautiful. Good. We're going to stay here several more breaths. The healing processes of these standing postures. Gently draw the hands back to the blocks or about 6 inches in front. Inhale, belly button to the spine, press outer edge of the back foot, root and rise. Step forward, cleansing breath. Inhale, exhale. So proud of you guys. Keeping that left foot in front, right foot behind. Heel to heel or heel to arch. Back foot 45 to 60 degrees. Both hips facing forward. This isn't easy. A lot of us kind of draw one hip back, so I want you to keep both hips facing forward. This is an internal rotation of that back leg. Belly button to the spine. Inhale, draw both arms up. Exhale, come forward. Beautiful. Hands to the shins or the blocks, come more to that left midfoot, level the pelvis. Stable back foot, stable hips. We're going to stay here a while. Walking those hands back, coming onto the fingertips. Draw the sternum and chest close to the shin. Continue to come onto that midfoot. Gently, either to transition hands to the blocks. I like to bring the fingertips forward a little bit. Inhale, root and rise, belly button to the spine. Nice. Stable back foot, stable hips. Step forward, cleansing breath. Inhale, exhale. Exploring a vinyasa. If you have the blocks, set up the block shoulder height. Otherwise, we're going to lower to the knees here. What is a vinyasa? It's, basically that down dog, our chaturanga, and up dog. That's really what a vinyasa is. And sometimes we can lower the knees in partial chaturanga too. Heel of the hands on the blocks here. Feet hip width apart. Explore Urdhvamukha, tailbone back and down, pubis bone back and up. On the exhale, we're kind of lowering into plank here. Inhale, we're in plank. Beautiful. Round that upper back. Either lower to the knees in partial chaturanga or bend those elbows. Draw the sternum and chest forward. Shoulders in line with those elbows. Exhale, press over the tops of the feet, upper spine, through the heart. Gaze up, light back bend. Exhale. Come over the tops of the feet. Urdhvamukha. I'm so proud of you guys. Down dog here. Cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Stay here several breaths. Walking the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Clasp a hold of those elbows and maybe just allow yourself to kind of be weighed down here, opening the backside body. Gently bend the knees. Open the chest. Open the heart. Exhale, heart-centered. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to keep the block if we need the block. We're going to utilize it as we explore revolved crescent moon. Okay, revolved balancing moon, excuse me. Revolved Ardha Chandrasana, Parvita Ardha Chandrasana. Revolved balancing half moon. Okay, and so what that means, revolved means we really take that torso and we really rotate it. Okay, this time we're going to start with the left leg out in front because you can see me better in this vision here. Okay, and so we're going to have the left foot in front. We're going to explore pyramid pose at first. Left foot pointed straight ahead, back foot 45 and 60 degrees. Belly button to the spine, inhale, arms up, exhale, we're gonna come forward. Most of us, hands to the shins, a few of us to the ground, beautiful. The block is on the inside of the right, the inside of the left, I should say. The right, the inside of the left foot here, towards the right of that. Now we're going to gently bend the left leg. We're going to place the left hand on the hip. And we're going to take the block, if we have it, up about 12 inches, coming onto the fingertips. And now we're going to lift this right leg, and we want to level the pelvis. We also want, so the standing leg, we're rooting into the ground. We're leveling the pelvis, and we're thinking of a stable left hip. Many of us will keep the hands on the hip for stability, and a few of us are going to explore extending that top arm, shoulder over the shoulder, top ribs back, bottom ribs forward. This is the revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Stable back legs. Sometimes I utilize those quadriceps. I utilize them, toes pointed down. Awaken the arches of the back foot. You can lightly dorsiflex, you can point, but activate that back leg. Connect to that breath. Gently release hand to the hip. Gently bend the knee. Draw that block back. Explore here. Pyramid pose, either to the shin or you can use the block here. Stable back foot, stable hips. Inhale. Beautiful pyramid pose. Step forward, cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to work the other side, but this naughty hero really challenged me, but I love him. He's cultivating my optimism. You're going to come back in. That's true yoga, is finding balance and focus amongst the storms sometimes, right? That's truly what it is. Okay. We're going to work the other side here, guys. And so this time we're going to have the right leg out in front. And I'm going to place the block on the inside of that right foot. Okay? So we have the right leg in front here, exploring a pyramid. The hips are facing forward. Arms up. Inhale, create length. Exhale, come forward into our little pyramid pose, hands by the shins or to the ground. Beautiful. We're going to gently bend the right leg. We're taking the right hand to the hip. We're drawing that block up about 12 inches here. We're gently drawing that back leg up here, and we're going to mindfully straighten that right leg, firming that right hip, extending that back leg, leveling the pelvis, and eventually possibly extending that top arm, finding stability, finding strength. And we're kind of gazing here to the side, straight ahead, or slightly gazing up. Continue to connect to that back leg, shoulder over the shoulder, revolving the torso, building stability and strength of the standing leg. Gently bending that right leg, right hand to the hip, lowering that back leg, coming back into pyramid pose, or possibly if you utilize the block. Stable back foot, stable hips. Inhale, root and rise. Step forward, cleansing breath. Inhale, exhale. Removing that block, although some of you might utilize the block here as we explore Ekapada Raj Kapotasana, pigeon. We're going to start where we floss the hips here. So we're going to have the right leg out in front, left leg behind you, and these are 90-90. So my right shin is the front, my back shin is right about here, and I'm going to mindfully floss the pelvic hip girdle. I can keep my hands to the ground to help me move, or I can keep my arms up here. And this is where I adjust. I drop the back leg and I rotate the front leg back. Here we go again. I rotate my right leg, and now my left leg rotates inward. I'm moving from external to internal and internal to external. I'm adjusting, maneuvering that back leg first, moving from internal to external, and that front leg, external to internal. Again, first maneuvering, I maneuver this right back leg and I drop it. Left leg comes in. Whoa, so good for the pelvic hip girdle, kind of fun. Now my hands by either side. My heel comes near the pubis bone. Beautiful. And I'm going to extend this back leg. And I really want to, I'm trying to square the hips. Many of us might need a block or a towel. If you want to pause the video and go get like something to place under that sitting bone to help you square those hips. And I want that back foot straight. Mindfully, we're going to sink in here and we're going to truly explore. I like to kind of sometimes interlace my fingers and maybe just rest onto the tops of my hands here. As I continue to press to the top of the back foot, draw the front hip back hip forward. Use the breath. Stay here longer. Exhale often longer than the inhale. Many of us are going to stay here. Some of us might explore another variation where we're going to come into pigeon with a little twist to it. So we're going to press through that right palm. We're extending this left arm through in a spinal twist here. And we might be resting the forehead to the ground. Nice. We're going to kind of, so we're threading this left shoulder. And some of us will simply stay here, resting the forearm on the elbow. Or some of us might take the right arm now, and we're going to try to clasp the big toe and rest the side of the head, the back side of the head, and come into the beautiful pigeon with a twist. Gently release. Coming back up, adjusting here. Coming into a little 90-90, beautiful. Way to adjust. Good, a little adjusting here, nice. Beautiful. And now extending this back leg straight. Beautiful. And possibly placing a block under that front sitting bone. Nice. We're going to interlace the fingers and come forward. If we can, continue to press to the top of the back foot, square the front hip back, back hip forward. Use the breath to take you deeper into the posture. Now, adding that variation, we're going to kind of press that left palm in and thread that right arm, thread that needle. Beautiful. Lowering the right shoulder and kind of the side of the head to the ground here if we can, or maybe we rest here into the crease of the elbow just for a few breaths. Eventually, though, we take this left arm as we explore this twist. We try to clasp that big toe. We rest the side of the head to the ground. Gently release. Come back, center our pigeon here. Beautiful. Front hip back, back hip forward, heel towards that pubis bone. Gently come out of this, come back center. We're going to come onto the stomachs as we explore Cobra here. We're going to press through the tops of the feet, hands by the chest here. We're going to start forehead to the ground, hands by the chest. We're going to press through the tops of the feet. We're hovering the hands 2 to 4 inches. And now we're going to inhale, elbows close to the sides, follow the breath, press to the tops of the feet. Inhale, 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 inhale. Gaze up, look up. Stay here several breaths. Beautiful spinal extension. Gently release. Proud of you guys. Resting the forehead to the ground. We're just going to kind of reset here for a few breaths. Exploring Cobra again. Feet are hip width apart. We're pressing through the tops of the feet. Hands by the chest. Hover, hover. Now press the palms, press to the tops of the feet. Inhale, root and rise. Pubis bone stays to the ground. Knees off the ground. Gaze up, look up, elbows close to the sides. Beautiful Bhujangasana Cobra. Gently lower. Forehead to the ground. One last pose, wide-legged child's pose. Big toes touching. Widen the knees, resting the forehead to the ground. Explore wide-legged child's pose. Breathe into that lengthening of the spine. Breathe into that hip openers. We'll stay here several breaths. Breathe into hope and confidence for the future. Optimism. Gently lower onto our Shavasana, either on the stomachs, the sides, or the back, as we prepare for our Shavasana. Reflecting back on optimism again. Be the change. Positive reframing. Surround yourself by people that lift you. Nourish your body, mind, and spirit. Limit negativity. Accept the challenge. Action steps. Let everything go as we prepare, as we come into the Shavasana here. We're going to stay here as long as you need to. Sometimes if I stay on my stomach, I actually like to interlace my fingers and just kind of rest my forehead there.